Hey guys, my name is Elise, and I finally decided to start my own YouTube channel. Um, this channel is gonna be filled with like so much fun stuff with my family, friends, everything. But before I get into that, I wanted to touch on something more serious because this topic is not talked about or touched on enough at all whatsoever. And it took it happening to me for me to realize that kidnapping or attempting to kidnap, like, it's very real and very much real in the Bay Area, and I did not know. And yeah, I'm gonna get into the story. But a few months ago in March, this was over spring break, and my cousin she decided to go to prom. And it used to be three of us, like 24/7. We was always together. And of course, me and my other cousin, I'm gonna give them fake names so that, because I don't know if they want me to say their names in the video, so I'm gonna give them fake names. But I'm gonna say Lisa and Ashley because that's always the fake names that I give. But Ashley decided that she wanted to go to prom, so of course me and Lisa was gonna go see her off, and support her and getting ready, So my auntie got a room at the DoubleTree in Pleasanton, and me and Lisa, we stayed in the room, waited for Ashley to get done with prom, everything. Like, we went to go pick her up, and we was chilling in the room. Like, my little sister stayed at the room with us and everything. My little sister is 11. Like, we was just chilling like we normally do. And the next morning, we all got up, was getting ready to check out. My little sister actually had left and went with her friend to go-kart racing. Thank God she left. 30 minutes later, we went downstairs to go check out. My cousin Ashley, she was like, I'm going to go check out, and then y'all go put the bags in the car. So me and Lisa decided to go put the bags in the car, and as we put in our bags in the trunk, these two men walk up to the car. But I knew that something was wrong because how they walked up to the car, like they cornered us in. And the dude walked up, one of the men, he slammed his hand on the car and he was like, "What's your name?" And I'm already knowing like something wrong, so the whole time he asking questions, like, I'm not answering, like I'm not saying nothing. But my cousin Lisa, she gave him a fake name, and then he was like, "How old is y'all?" And she like 15. Like, she tell him, like, basically like, leave us alone or whatever. And he like, "Oh, where are y'all parents at?" So by this time, like, I'm knowing that it's not just two dudes trying to get at us. Like, I know that they trying to take us. So I look at her and I mouth, "Run." And I turn around because how they were standing, I could not run back into the hotel. So I started trying to run to Club Sports, which was right next to the hotel. And so when I started running, I got like halfway through the parking lot, and the dude, one of the men, caught up to me and he grabbed me by my hair and he started dragging me back to the car. But in the midst of that, my cousin is fighting the other dude off of her, and but she got away and she started running back to the hotel to get help. And as she running towards the hotel, my other cousin Ashley is running out of the hotel, and she's seeing what's going on. And she like, she walking over there and she like, what's going on? Like, and she looking scared and she like, please don't do this, please don't do this. And like, all I can remember is the dude walking over to her and just socking her and her just falling to the ground. And he just get on top of my cousin and he just socking her, like telling her to get in the car. And it hurt me so bad. Like, to this day, it hurt me so bad because I could not do anything about it. Like, I'm getting, as this is going on, I'm getting dragged by the other man. And I can't do nothing. I was the protective one out of all three of us. So me seeing my cousin get beat up and I can't do nothing about it, that hurt me. Like, that messed with my head. And when we got back to the car, the dude, he snatched all of our bags out of the trunk because we couldn't even close the trunk before they started trying to take us. And he started snatching all of our bags out of the trunk, and he started trying to shove me into the trunk. And he like, get in the trunk, get in the trunk. And he wasn't even just saying get in the trunk, like he was saying like, bitch, get in the trunk before I kill you or whatever. And I'm just screaming for help. Like, I'm asking for help, and I'm kicking, I'm screaming. But it's only so much that I could do. Like, I can't just, beat up no grown man. And my cousin Lisa finally got help, and she came outside with people from the hotel. But the two dudes did not care nothing about them running outside towards us. Like, they was still doing what they was doing. And the people finally got over there, and as they running over there, they like, leave them alone, leave them alone. And when they got over there, the men, like, they found out that they couldn't get us, so they just took our phones and our purses and got in a pickup truck and pulled off. And like, after, like, once they pulled off, like, I couldn't even cry at first. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was just stuck. Like, I was just like, did this really just happen to me? Because, like, as it was happening, the only thing that I could think about was, I'm never going to see my family again. Like, ever. I'm not, like, my life is over. Like, that's the only thing that I could think while it was happening. So, after, like, the initial feeling that I had was like, I was just stuck. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. And then when I looked over and I seen my cousins crying, like, it made me start crying. And we ended up all calling our families, like our parents and stuff. They came and stuff, and like, all of our parents was hurt. Like, they princesses, and that you wouldn't expect it to happen to us. And it's in broad daylight in Pleasanton, And like, after I was crying, I was just angry, like, why did this have to happen to me? Why did this have to happen to my cousins? Like, why, like, I didn't know how to feel. And we talked to the police, we talked to the investigators that day. They said what they always say, that they're on our side. We need to give them any information that we get, the usual, and they don't care because it's months later. Like, it's about to be the holidays, and we have still not had not one call from them investigators. We done called I don't know how many times, and every time it's the same thing. It's the investigator is not in. The lead investigator is not in here. And you only can talk to the lead investigator. And the lead investigator is at a training. And the lead investigator is on a 1 week vacation. Like, I'm like, wow. Like, it's crazy because I feel like if we wasn't black, them men would have been in jail that day. Period. So, what else? After we went home, all of us split apart, went home to like our parents and stuff. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was getting at the most 2 hours of sleep. I had to go to the doctor to get muscle relaxers to go to sleep, but I didn't even want to take those because like I was scared to take them because every time I closed my eyes, it was like a flashback of what happened. My mom, she took me to therapy because she didn't want me to go through this by myself, even though like she was there for me. Like, don't get me wrong, my mom was there for me, but she wanted me to go get professional help because like she been through stuff and she didn't want me to go through the same thing as her emotionally and have to deal with it on my own. The therapy thing lasted for a few weeks. I didn't really like the therapy thing. I do appreciate her teaching me like how to calm myself down when I had panic attacks and stuff, because I for sure had panic attacks. Those are the worst, like, ever. What else? I didn't go back to school. I went on home hospital. Home hospital is a little different from independent study. Like, you have one teacher that brings you all of your work from all of your teachers. So it's not like packets to make up. Like, it's not like that. It's like you teaching yourself at home and you got to turn everything in like you at school, but you not at school. And like, it was my last weeks of my senior year. I missed out on my last weeks of my senior year because I had so much anxiety. Like, I could not take being around so many people. Like, it was like I've been through a lot. But I was always able to just shake it off and just move on with my day. Like, that's how I was taught. All the women in my family are strong. Like, that's how I was taught to handle things. But this, I couldn't do. I had to stay home. Like, I just couldn't handle it. And the home hospital thing, it was kind of stressful, too, because, like, my school, it wasn't an independent study school. So, like, it was hard for some teachers to, like, get my work together and give it to my teacher to bring to me. So, like, it was stressing me out because I'm like, okay, I need to graduate. And y'all, like, y'all messing up my grades, I didn't want to go to prom no more. That hurt my mom because we literally talked about prom since I started high school. Like, that was her dream for me to, like, my mom wanted me to experience high school because she didn't really get to experience everything because she had to grow up so young. So, like, when I said I didn't want to go, it hurt her. We already had my prom dress, like, everything. She convinced me to go, but I made her go with me. I was trying to make it to where she was inside of the prom with me, but she sat outside and waited for me to get out of prom. I canceled on my date for prom, everything. Like, I just stopped everything. I made it. I graduated, That was, like, one of the biggest accomplishments because of the simple fact that those last few weeks was so hard. Like, they were so hard for me. What else? I always said, like, after I get through, I'm still going through the process of getting through this. Like, it's still hard. I got way better, though. But I'm still going through getting over this mentally. But I always said, like, I want to do something to make a change about this. Like, I want to create awareness. I don't want to just be another girl who got assaulted, who almost got kidnapped, and it just blow over and I just go on, because it's a lot of people who this happens to. It's a lot of African American women that this happens to, and I'm not just saying that it's only African American women that this happens to, but it's a lot of African American women that this happens to. And this is how black men get into the system, because stuff like this happens to our women and the police doesn't do anything like they did to us. They don't care. And families retaliate. And when families retaliate, they go to jail. And they washed up for the rest of their life. And the men who tried to kidnap the women or kidnap the women, nothing happens to them. They get away. And who knows who's going to be their next victim. Like those men who almost got us, I don't know where they at. I don't know who they got next, who they kidnapped. I don't know if they got anybody else. And that's what messes with my head all the time. Like, and it's like, it's hard. But I'm slowly but surely getting over it. And this is me making this video is more so a healing process for myself, because I have not talked about this out loud since it happened. I don't really talk about it. It's hard right now. That's why I'm like talking so slow and like, you know, it's hard to talk about. Like, it's a hard situation to talk about because I was so like, that messed up my head, you know? But this is not the last that you'll be hearing from me. Even though my channel is not about this really. I am gonna do something. I don't know if I'm gonna make a group, a nonprofit group for this, or to teach women self-defense, to teach women anything. Like, you know, I want to make a difference because it happens so much. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you would be surprised. It took it happening to me for me to go research it. Why is it that nobody thinks about this, or nobody researches about this, or nobody reads up on this? Like, you don't think that it happens until it happens to you or somebody close to you. And it's sad. Like, it's really sad. And I just want to say to anyone that went through anything remotely similar to me, I'm here, because everybody, they don't have a support system. They don't have a mother who you could cry on that night. They don't have a therapist. They don't have anything. And I don't wish this feeling on my worst enemy at all. I don't. To this day, I still go out and I'm skeptical. I gotta calm myself from almost having a panic attack. I'm hecka alert. I mean, like, you're supposed to be alert anyways, but like, I'm looking over my shoulder everywhere I go. I'm looking over my shoulder at the grocery store. Like, that whole situation changed my outlook on so many things. Everything, if we really want to get technical. But I'm just gonna end it there, and yeah, this is my first video. Thanks, guys.